I took my first ever international trip in June 2000, visiting London and Paris before embarking on 6 weeks in Spain for a study abroad opportunity while in college at Florida Atlantic University. In the year 2004, I returned to Spain with one of my brothers. And now, after visiting 34 countries in my lifetime, I returned to Spain again in 2025 with the intention of walking the Camino de Santiago. This journey began in Madrid, where I experienced a bullfight in the legendary Plaza de Toros. On May 17th, I took a train to León, the city where I began my Camino. However, it was worthy of a 2-night stay here to really take in all that León has to offer and to prepare myself to walk the Camino de Santiago.
Day one of the Camino de Santiago for me. I am in León, and what a great city to come and start this from, because it was just so cool. Spent 2 nights here, got a nice hotel, because I'll be staying mostly in hostels. And right here, gonna start the Camino at the Parque San Francisco. There's St. Francis of Assisi right behind me, guiding the way. And what a cool spot to start as we leave León here on my first day. Backpack's feeling good, but I have no idea how it's gonna feel in a few miles, much less 180 miles. Here we go. Well, I'm on the old Roman bridge, El Puente Romano, here in León. This is what will take us out of León on to the Camino de Santiago. Well, I'm exactly 1 hour in to the Camino. I've actually gone through, I left León and I've gone through a little town here called Trabajo del Camino. And now, starting to go a little elevation here. Well, day one of the Camino. I got about 30 more minutes to walk today. At this point, I've already put in about 32,000 steps. I don't know, 16 miles. And it's not over. I still got about another mile, maybe a little less. And it's been quite a day. And now I'm out here, like we've left the city, gone through a couple towns, and now I'm out here in really kind of like some barren farmland. I've got a little road that's going to connect the towns. But quite a journey. I've seen a lot of people out here. You kind of pass some, maybe some pass you. But a lot of solo travelers out here, kind of doing their own thing. I think everyone's just trying to get to their next destination. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. But met people here and seen people here from a lot of different countries, including Japan and Holland and others I don't even know. So that's been day one so far. Really, really neat. I got 11 more days of this. We'll see how I feel in a few. Okay, day number 2, Buen Camino. I've got my Norway cap on here in Spain near the end of May because it's cold this morning. It's in the upper 40s, but hopefully it'll warm up to the upper 60s by the end of the day. But that'll be nice, but it's just a little chilly walking now, and I'm wearing shorts out here. But I got 3 layers. That's cool. It's always good to layer up. All right, I'm here today in San Martin, and I'm heading to Astorga. So probably about 15, 16 miles of walking today, but we'll see how it ends up. So I'm walking out of San Martin this morning on day 2 of the Camino, and one of the things I just wanted to look up was, you know, as you're going through all these villages in Spain, and they're almost all named after saints, what is it that San Martin brings? San Martin was a Roman soldier, I think in the 3rd or 4th century, and he ended up converting to Christianity and was later appointed the Bishop of Tours, France. And he was known for his humility, and you know what? That's one of the 10 common characteristics of the entrepreneur's heart, being humble. So maybe embracing humility is something we need to all learn how to do. And I'll tell you what, being out here with just a backpack, walking 180 miles across Spain, it'll make you humble. That's for sure. But also I wanted to say that, you know, yesterday I did a really great, I ended up walking about 18 miles. Talk about a personal PR, which I really don't care to break. But I felt good. But then I'll tell you what, last night after dinner, which was about 5 or 6 hours after I got in, I got up from dinner and my legs were so sore, and I was like, oh my gosh. You know how you had like a good day at the gym, and then like a day or 2 later your legs are sore? So this was like 6 hours later. I was a little nervous. But this morning I got up and I felt great. So we'll see how it goes. But maybe a little bit of a miraculous thing to get up and not feel as sore as I did last night. Anyway, thoughts from the Camino. How freaking cool is this? Look at this old bridge in this little town in North Spain. Probably very few people live here today, but I'm sure this was once something if they had a nice bridge like this. Well, you know, I've been meeting people from all over the world out here. I'm only on my second day of the Camino. So between people in Ireland, Hungary, Germany, Italy, Canada, the Netherlands, that's just to name a few, France, French Canada. When people ask me, where are you from? I can say the United States, right? But then of course they want to know where. So I kind of usually just skip now saying the United States and say, I'm from Miami. As soon as I say Miami, everyone's face lights up. They know Miami. They like Miami. They got good vibes about Miami. Miami's on the map. All over the world, everyone knows Miami. That's pretty cool. And by the way, they don't just know it. They want to be there. I feel this guy's pain. day 3 of the Camino. I left Astorga at about 30-40 minutes ago at about 7:25 this morning. Today's going to be a little rougher because yesterday near the end of the walk started feeling a little knee pain in my left knee, which is the same leg that I tore the Achilles last August. Also on the bottom of that same foot, the back bottom of the foot felt pretty calloused up. So trying to walk a little more on my left toe today and put a little more pressure on the right foot. Also had a slight little bit of shoulder pain in the top right shoulder there, probably from carrying this backpack. Lighten your load, lighten your load. Anyway, the goal today, I got a massage yesterday in the town I was in, so that was good, that was very helpful. But the goal today is just make it as far as I can, hopefully to the destination I have in mind that's been on the itinerary. But the main lesson is slow things down. And you know, that's a lesson we could all learn in life a little bit. You know, I was at a very steady pace the last 2 days, very good pace, not too fast, but very steady, very good. But sometimes we just got to slow things down, and that's what I'm doing today. And I'm gonna enjoy the views out here, man. It's beautiful. Spain is an amazing country, really amazing, between the cities and between the cities and the little towns. Amazing place. Just gonna slow down, take it in. It's perfect out here today, and just enjoy. And goal of making it and surviving out here. Day 3, Camino de Santiago. Well, this has been a very difficult day. I'm over 14 miles in, probably got about 5 miles to go, and as you can see, it's elevating a little bit here. And after this next town, which is about a 40-minute walk away from where I'm at now, it's gonna elevate even more. So we'll see, but just taking it at the pace of my Camino. That's what they say you've got to find your pace. Well, I'm trying to find my pace. Well, this has been quite a day. Day number 3. I've taken it much slower than the first 2 days. I'm now about a 1 hour walk, pretty much all uphill, to the final destination for today. It's going to be
quite interesting to get there. By the way, when I say all uphill, you can see these mountains. We're heading up towards the mountain passage. I'm not sure what awaits tomorrow. I heard tomorrow's a little more challenging. But I wanted to get to this spot today because it was part of the plan originally. And it's nice to just make that progress, you know. But I did it very slow. For perspective, the first 2 days I got into the towns between 1:30 and 2 p.m. At this point, it's already 3:30 and I have at least an hour to go. I'll probably get into the town close to 5 by the time I take another break or so. So I'm just gonna relax, take about 5 more minutes here. I've kicked my shoes off at a lot of these breaks. It's a lot of steps, a lot of miles, a lot of beauty, a lot of things to think about, but very challenging. I started this morning at 7:25 in the morning. When I left after breakfast, I left Astorga. It is now 4:50 and I'm just arriving to Fonsabaden. I took about a 30-minute mid-morning break, took about an hour for lunch, took another 30-minute break, and then I had an hour and a half, I should say an hour and 40 minutes. And actually I haven't seen a single person in the last hour and a half. I just saw 2 people behind me after I took about a 5-minute break. But here's what I did. I said, okay, how am I gonna complete this last segment? Hour and 40 minutes. I'm gonna go 30 minutes without stopping and then give myself a 10-minute break. Then another 30 minutes, give myself a 10-minute break. And then I'll have 30 minutes left. And I pretty much did that. Actually, I did about 35, then I did 40, and then I took the last 5-minute break, and then here I am. I'm arriving now, only 15 minutes later. So I got to find a room and find a bed, and this has been a hell of a day. I mean, I'm something like 42,000 steps today. I don't even want to look at the mileage. I think it's like 20 miles. It's insane. And much elevation today, including up this mountain the last hour and a half. But you know what? Pushed through and I made it, and I've got this backpack too. I mean, you guys, this is insane. Day 3. I have 9 more days to go to Santiago. Let's see what happens. I made it, Fonsabaden. Still gotta go up one more hill, but I'm here. I'm here. What a day. Okay, day 4 begins. I'm in Fonsabaden. Got here at almost 5 o'clock last night, yesterday afternoon. By the way, it's light here, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. But it is now 9:10 a.m. when I am beginning to leave, which is almost 2 hours after the last few days. I had to sleep in a little bit today, but not too much. I mean, I woke up at 6:30, it was just a little bit of a slow start. Got some nice breakfast, very well nourished. And now I've bought these hiking poles. I've seen a lot of people with hiking poles. I'd say the vast majority of people have them. I haven't felt like I needed them. But today we're gonna make an ascent to the highest point
in the Camino, and I don't really think I need them going up, but I'm gonna need them going down. And we're gonna be doing a long, steep gradient down today. I don't know if I'm gonna get all the way to the final planned destination, but that is the goal. But it's a long day if I do, but I wanna get at least 2/3 the way there, and that'll feel really good. So anyway, day 4, Camino Frances on the Camino de Santiago. Here we go. Oh, and one more update. I had a big blister yesterday evening. Luckily, the place I stayed at, they had a nice shop. I was able to get some stuff to repair the blister. I popped it. I think I popped it pretty nicely, actually. Followed some instructions, thanks to ChatGPT, which advised me first not to pop it, but talking to a lot of people, it was like, no, I gotta pop this. And then I put some bandaging over it. So I'm feeling actually much better right now than I did yesterday evening. But what is going on? There's a lot of natural noises here. Maybe these are the trolls of Fontibadon, that's the legend. Might be. Otherwise, I think it's just a lot of frogs. Fontibadon, that's where I stayed last night. Nice little village. Okay, I made it to the highest point on the Camino trail. That's about 1,505 meters, and that's close to about 5,000 feet altitude. So it's really beautiful out here. There's a giant pole here with a cross at the top, and lots of rocks and everything that people leave with little notes on them. Pretty cool. But anyway, it's just beginning my day here on day 4, about 30 minutes in, and I made it to the highest elevation point in the Camino. So let's hope it's all downhill from here in a good way. Guys, sometimes you're walking and you got a good pace going, but then you just look around and you say, I gotta stop. Look at this view. Amazing, these mountains. I mean, the video is not gonna do it justice. There are some cattle out there in the distance, maybe some bulls. Beautiful morning. I mean, I'm here in 2 layers, but perfectly comfortable. I don't know, maybe it's 60 degrees. I have no idea, but it's beautiful. And look at these mountains. This is what we live for here, folks. That's what we live for. Buen Camino. Well, we have been working our way down and it's hard to see, but we came from way up there. I've been working my way down for the last hour, and you can see it is super rocky. So you got to go super slow and across to the street right here. Now heading down the other path. Got about 15-20 minutes to the next town, I think, and I'm hoping to get some lunch then. But what a day, day 4, not even halfway through day 4 yet. It's been a day. A lot of very slowly moving down the mountain. I'm moving much faster today physically than I did day 3, but the terrain is very difficult coming down the mountain. You gotta take it easy. So I'm here at the Castillo Viejo in Ponferrada. This was originally a Roman fortification, and in the year 1211, King Alfonso actually granted it to the Knights Templar so that they could protect all the pilgrims like me today on their way to Santiago de Compostela. So there was a lot of fighting during those years, especially between the Castilians, the Christians, and the Moors, the Muslims coming up from northern Africa. So they wanted to protect the Christian pilgrims that were on their way to visit the relics of St. James and Santiago de Compostela. So really cool to be able to visit this place this morning, and it's amazing, like really truly amazing fort and castle. And here we are in Ponferrada, Spain. Who would have ever thought? So this is the view of Ponferrada from the Castillo Viejo, and what's really cool is I just feel like I have the entire castle to myself. Literally, there are no other tourists here while I'm here. I did see a few people walking out when I was coming in, but got this whole place to myself. So I don't know, maybe I should just stay the night here instead of continuing on the Camino. Okay, it's day 5 update time. I gotta tell you, I got this day started very late, but I didn't think I was gonna get this day started at all. I got into the hotel last night. It was a hostel with a private room. I was beat. I mean, I didn't get into town till 7:30. Time I got in my room, it was 8. I stretched, I showered, I got dinner at about 9:30. Came right back to my room about 10, passed out by 11. And I even texted a friend and said, I think I will not be doing any walking tomorrow, which is today. And I've already done an hour and a half of walking now, but I even began my day this morning. I got up at 8:30 in the morning, and I mean, that was when I woke up, 8:30, so that's pretty late, but I really needed the rest. I stretched, I showered, I went to a little cafe, got some great breakfast, man. They had this yogurt with some great fruit, orange juice, coffee. Then I decided I was going to go visit this castle, but that was amazing. But I realized when I got back to my hostel, I had already taken 5,000 steps just within the city of Ponferrada. I mean, the castle was only a 6-minute walk, but from the hostel, but just walking around the castle was amazing. So I left Ponferrada at 11:10 a.m. It's now 12:40 p.m. and I've gotten to what I said was going to be my goal for the day. Not my top goal, but my goal, not my original goal, not my itinerary, but the goal that I wanted to at least put in some steps today. So I'm here in this city. I'm forgetting the name of it. Campo. I forget. Anyway, I'm gonna see how I feel, and if I want to move on to the next city, the next kind of like goal for today, probably be about another hour and a half to 2 hour walk. But I'm feeling good right now. I can't believe, I mean, I went to bed last night. The blister on the left foot is still there, but it's not as painful, but it's there. But there appeared to be a blister developing on the right foot. This morning it seemed to be almost gone. I had a blister developing on each of my hands based on carrying these sticks yesterday for the first time. Woke up this morning, one was kind of popped on its own and the other was kind of gone. So little miracles are happening out here. I don't know how. I go to bed at night thinking this is it, it's over. And the next morning I feel pretty refreshed. I don't know. Thank God for that one. Thanks St. James. We're carrying on the way. Well, good morning, day 6 of my way, the Camino de Santiago. Can you believe I'm still doing this? So first of all, I made a great move yesterday. I didn't go all the way to Villafranca del Bierzo where I'm headed now. That was, if I would have stayed totally 100% on the itinerary, that's where I would have ended up yesterday. But as I mentioned yesterday, I slept in and I got to this town here, Casabelos. Amazing place. I'm actually really glad I got to spend time here. People here are wonderful. It's a quiet little town, but there's just enough that there's plenty to do. And I had a great hostel, and there was a great restaurant at the hostel. Had a nice dinner last night. Even got to sit and smoke a cigar and do a little writing for a couple hours before dinner. Got some laundry done during the day. So that's what I like, getting in by 2 or 3 o'clock so you can get some things done and relax. And that's what I got myself back on that pace like I was on the first few days. So now I left the hostel this morning at 7:40 a.m. And when I say hostel, I had a private room with my own bathroom. So that's the luxurious level of doing these hostels. But anyway, actually nothing's like open in the town this morning. So luckily I have a bottle of water and a banana I just had. And I'm not super hungry because I had a nice meal last night with some good wine as well. So I feel like I could make it, 2-hour walk if I need to, which is about what the walk is to Villafranca del Bierzo. And maybe I'll see something on the way. Maybe there'll be some coffee on the way. But either way, I'm on my way there. I'm walking at a slow and steady pace just to warm up this morning and not go out too strong. From Villafranca del Bierzo, I plan to go what was on the planned route, maybe about halfway to the next place, and find a town maybe like this, because I think these smaller towns in the middle of kind of the bigger planned stops might be the way to go. They're quieter, and you can just relax a little bit more rather than have to force yourself to go to the next stop. So anyway, here we are, day 6, Camino de Santiago. Just enjoying the beauty out here. Can you hear the birds chirping in the morning? I always love the birds chirping in the morning. Oh, what a beautiful day when you could walk through Spanish vineyards. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Man, it's a good thing I had a little wine with dinner last night, or I'd be craving some right now. Well, good morning. It is day 7, and this guy here just saying good morning to you. Can't believe
can't believe it's day 7. 7:30 in the morning, I'm on the Camino. I've already had breakfast, and bye buddy. Today's gonna be one of the more challenging days. We've got a hike up an elevation up to Ocebrero, so probably about 4 hours of walking today to get there, you know, that's if you don't stop. So there'll be some breaks in between, but excited that I'm back on my routine, up early, feeling good. Had a nice restful evening last night here at this hostel in Vacaraces. Las Portillas Vacaraces is the name of this little town. And now I'm on my way back on the Camino. Day 7, let's go. I always love the early mornings. Love taking walks at home in the morning, but here, by the way, it's 50 degrees right now, but feels perfect. I mean, I got 3 layers on, feels perfect. You know, I'm warming up anyway as I'm walking. So this is late May, seems to be the ideal time to do this Camino in terms of temperature wise. It got warm in the afternoon yesterday, but that's gonna be the hottest it is this time of year. But I got this beautiful river flowing next to me. You could hear the water. The birds are chirping. It's just lovely. I just wanted to capture this moment for 30 seconds here on video. And now I'm gonna go back to enjoying this solitude with nature. Oh, it's beautiful out here today, man. Just enjoying every minute. There was a lot of ascension so far, and we still got more to go. Kind of on a short, flat path right at the moment, going between Las Herreras and La Faba. And then after La Faba, we got 2 more towns, and then Ocebro, which is the highest point, and that's the goal for today. I may need to go a town or 2 past it, because I heard at Ocebro there's usually a lack of accommodations just because so many people reach it. So we'll see how many beds they have there, and also we'll see how I feel. I may want to go past it today, but that's the goal today. And just enjoying this weather right now and the scenery. It's lovely. Look at this path. Just lovely. All right, about 15 minutes before noon on day 7, I have made it to another province. We just left Leon and now we're going into Galicia. And Galicia is where Santiago de Compostela is located. St. James, buddy, we're coming for you. Almost there. Well, almost a week to go. Okay, we're here at Ocebrero, which is the peak of this mountain, and not as high as the other peak we hit the other day, but a huge point to get over the second mountain range and hit the peak. Still got some de-escalation to go today and tomorrow, but this is an amazing point and it's so beautiful out here. I'm getting here right at noon on day 7, so I'm gonna go have some lunch and then probably continue my journey forward today.
Osobrero. We are here. Well, good morning. It is day number 8, and actually this is the hostel behind me here that I stayed at last night. Had a private room again. Woke up this morning and it is foggy, probably because we're in the clouds. We're high up here. Look at the mountains. So anyway, I'm back to my early starts. 7:18 a.m. I'm out and I'm back on the trail. I just had a banana and a chocolate croissant in my room. I got those yesterday, and I got about 45 minutes or so to the next town, so hopefully I'll be able to grab a little more breakfast, coffee, something there. But I had a very strong day yesterday. I made it 3 towns further than my goal for the day. I thought I would probably do it, but we had to climb and get all the way to the peak, to Osobrero, which wasn't the highest peak on the whole Camino. Did that a few days back, but this was the final mountain range that we're going through now. And we're still going through it. We'll be a little down, a little up, a little down, a little up the next couple days. But we're over the peak and we're into the province of Galicia. This is just absolutely spectacular this morning though. So just want to give you a day 8 update. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and keeping you all in my prayers. Please keep me in yours. So you'll notice these are not just markers pointing you the way, but oftentimes they have the kilometers numbered on there. That's the number of kilometers we have to go to Santiago de Compostela. So you can see we're just about 150 kilometers from Santiago. Just to give you some perspective, where I started the Camino in Leon was 311 kilometers. So not every kilometer is equal, but I'm a little more than halfway. And I think we've gone through some of the more challenging terrain. So looking forward to knocking down these next 150 kilometers and walking into Santiago de Compostela to see where the relics of St. James lay. It's going to be amazing. 150 kilometers to go, about 6 days away.
Okay, it is day number 9. Can you believe this? I'm feeling good. I had an amazing stay last night in this little town that I just left called Tintin. I mean, I think it was the only hostel in town. Maybe there was a second one. It was definitely the only place to eat with a hostel. The food was great. I had an amazing big pizza, barbecue chicken pizza when I got in the late afternoon. Then I had a great 3-course meal with some wine. Got the time to relax in the late afternoon. Perfect. I love these little small towns with the hostels. There's like less than 10 people staying there, and just very relaxing. So anyway, I'm on the way now, and today I'm taking it a little slower. I woke up 6:30 or so, but I ate breakfast at the hostel today. Really great breakfast. People there were fantastic that run the place, and the room was amazing. Anyway, and then at 8:30 a.m. I just got on the way on the Camino. So my first stop today is going to be one of the bigger cities on the route here, Sarria, and then I want to stop just somewhere halfway between Sarria and Port Martin. So I don't know yet exactly where, but I'm not going to have as grueling of a day as I did the last 2 days. The last 2 days I spent about 5 to 5.5 hours walking each day, maybe even close to 6. Today I'll probably be around 4, but I'm hoping to take in Sarria a little bit. It's got some, some things in it. So just going to take it a little slower today. It's a nice, foggy, cloudy day. So shouldn't be having too much sun beat down. But yeah, just going to enjoy. I have just 120 kilometers to go to get to Santiago. So I have 6 days to do it. So that's not too bad. It's a much slower pace if I'd like. Okay, estoy on Camino and
Dale boca, dale boca, dale boca, dale boca.
Argentina.
I cannot believe I made it all the way to Puerto Marin today on day 9. I'm actually back on the original itinerary now. This is where I had myself, so I have like an additional buffer day back. Unbelievable in this place. Tell you what, if you're gonna buffer day a day, I gotta find a place to stay. So that's actually kind of the reason I made it all the way here. Is I had 3 or 4 towns partially between where I was last night and here that I was gonna try to find a private room in, and none of them had it. I think there was one place that had an albergue, a hostel that had shared bunks, but I thought I'm just gonna keep moving forward and see if I find a private room, and I'm happy to do a shared bunk in Puerto Martin.
Puerto Marin if I make it all the way here. So here I am. It's a few minutes before 5 o'clock. Been an amazing day. Back on track. Well, good morning. It is day 10 on my Camino. I actually got way further yesterday than I even wanted to, and that was mostly because it was the first time on my Camino that I arrived at a couple different places and there were no rooms available. So I had to just keep going on to the next town. And the main reason for that is because yesterday I passed Sarria. And Sarria is a place where a lot of new pilgrims come in, people that really only want to take the very minimum that's required to say you've done the Camino. And so for them, it'll take them at least 5 days to do it. For me, you know, this course from Leon is about 14 days. For the people who start all the way at the very beginning, it's about 30 days. So but I ended up getting to this beautiful town of Port Marin, which actually put me back on my original itinerary. So I have a full buffer day back into the itinerary to make it to Santiago by Sunday. So now I can really take it slow. I'm at 91 kilometers to go with 5 days to do it. That's only 18 kilometers needed per day, which is about 11 plus miles per day. And I mean, yesterday I did about almost 20 miles, which is insane. But you know, every day you go to bed and you think, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this tomorrow. And you just do. So today I got up, I actually stayed in a hostel that had 24 bunks in the same room, but it had a very nice layout. And the showers and the restrooms were actually kind of very private once you're in them, but 4 bathrooms with showers per 24 people. So, but anyway, I slept in today till about 7:25. Most of the people were up and out of there. I got up, did my stretches and showered and got breakfast, and it's 9 a.m. right now. And I'm already back on the Camino. And so most of the pilgrims have actually left where I'm at now, and they're going on the way all the way to Palas de Rey. And I might make it there today, mostly because that might be where the only beds are, and I'll probably have to get a hostel the rest of the way here because most of the private rooms are now taken by all these people who come in from Sarria. So, but that's okay because I have 2 nights in a private room booked in Santiago de Compostela for Sunday and Monday night. So even if I do the whole hostel thing the next few days, I'll at least get the private rooms those last 2 nights. But what a beautiful day. Beautiful morning. It's very cloudy. But this is a very idyllic city, Port Marin. And now we head on to the Camino. We go, day 10. Good morning. It is the day 11 update. Day 11. You know, on day 14, I'm going to be getting into Santiago de Compostela. I just read a little kilometer sign there. I am 78 kilometers from Santiago. I started this journey at around 311 kilometers in Leon, so I'm really making my way. Yesterday, I had a great day. Slept in a little bit, as I said, and anyway, but ended up finding this great hostel here with a private room in a little area called Ventas de Noron, and it was perfect. It had a nice terrace, beautiful weather. I'm just leaving there now. So I got up this morning, slept in just a little bit. I guess I woke up around 6:30, had breakfast about 7:40, and I'm on the Camino here at 8:10. And not sure exactly where I'll end up today, but I'm definitely gonna go past Palais de Rey. I think I wanna end up to a town called Ocote, we'll see. That would be about a 4 hour of walking today, which is about 20 kilometers. I've slowed it up. Yesterday I just did 15 kilometers total compared to about 30 the day before, which was a little too much. 25 is about what you want to hit each day on average. So anyway, but for the next few days, all I've got to do is do about 20 kilometers per day for 4 days, and I'll be in Santiago. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, day 11, here we go. I know that looks like it could be a lake or something. That's actually clouds. Right there in the middle. Unbelievable, really beautiful. Okay, it is day 12. This is your day 12 update. I'm on the road to Santiago, the Camino, the way. I left this morning my hotel in this little town called Ocoto. I got up at 6:30 and had a little quick breakfast, banana croissant that I grabbed yesterday. And I got out the door 7:32 a.m. I was back on the Camino, and I've only got about 20 kilometers to walk today, which is about exactly what I did yesterday. And that's what I'll be doing, not just today, but the next 2 days. And that will bring me to Santiago de Compostela on day 14 on Sunday. So I'm pretty excited. Last night, I was in this little tiny town, just got a hotel room. It was so hot yesterday when I got in. I had hiked for, 4 or 5 hours like normal. And it was only about 1:30, and it was already like 90 degrees, which is the warmest it had ever been. In fact, today it's very nice and cool right now in the probably low 60s, but it's the first time I did not wear a second or even third layer at the beginning of my walks. So I'm feeling nice right now, but I know it's going to warm up fast. So I'm going in the direction of Arzua today, which is about 20 kilometers from where I'm at. When I started the walk this morning, I only had 58 kilometers to Santiago, so I'm probably about under 58 now, about 10 minutes into my walk. About to cross a really cool looking bridge right here. This is what you get on the Camino. You just get so many cool things to see and do. And I'm walking every day with one of the apostles, saying a rosary every day and asking for them to walk with me. And also, when I run out of 12, I'm also walking with one of the saints. So today, actually, I'm going to walk with St. Francis, who apparently is going to show me some natural beauty today. All right, Buen Camino, day 12.
Okay, it is day 13 update. Last night I stayed in a city, a really nice little city called Arzusa, and I got in comfortably in the kind of early to mid-afternoon. Stayed at kind of the equivalent of a hotel room that was more like an apartment type thing. And anyway, had a really nice relaxing afternoon, enjoyed some ice cream, smoked a cigar, had some dinner. Anyway, today is day 13, which means tomorrow I'll be in Santiago de Compostela, the end of the journey of the Camino. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of this journey. I've been praying a rosary every day, been dedicating each day to one of Jesus's 12 apostles, as well as a few saints. And today I'm going to be dedicating the day to somebody who's not yet a saint, but who's going to be canonized a saint in August, I think August 3rd. And that is Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, who died at the age of 24 in 1925. He loved the outdoors. He was very adventurous. He died of polio. And, you know, I was actually part of a young adult group in Tallahassee called the Frassati Club or whatever of Tallahassee. And my friend Heather, who did the Camino some years ago, had actually started that club. So very meaningful. But I was just reading up on Frassati, trying to finalize, see when his canonization of being a saint will be this August. And I learned that the miracle that put him over the top was a few years ago. A seminarian who was just became a priest, had actually tore his Achilles tendon playing basketball, and prayed to Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati for help, and he was miraculously healed without any surgery. In fact, his doctors say it's unexplainable, and that was the miracle that put him over the top. And Pope Francis declared that he would be canonized a saint, which will happen this August 2025. So really cool. Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, pray for me, I will pray for you, and thank you for helping me with my Achilles injuries as well. How meaningful, here on day 13. Oh, and when I left Arzua this morning, I should say that I had less than 39 kilometers to go, and actually I'm a little more than an hour into my hike this morning, actually about an hour and 20 minutes right now. I just hit 10,000 steps, and I just saw over here that we are now about 32 kilometers from Santiago. Now I'm only doing about 20 kilometers today, so I'm probably about 13 more kilometers from getting to my destination point today, and that is O Pedruzo, and it's a little town, and I'll stay there. And then tomorrow morning I'll get up and I'll walk to Santiago de Compostela. And so we are completing day 13. I'm in the middle of day 13 right now, with one more day to go tomorrow. This is so exciting. Well, it's day 14 on the Camino de Santiago. I got up super early today. I woke up at 5 a.m. like on my own volition, and I was out the door at 6:08. I had a little light snack in the room. Where I started this morning was 19 kilometers from Santiago. I've
Been down the road here about 15, 20 minutes, so probably about 16, 17 kilometers. It's exciting. Today I'm dedicating the day to St. James, of course, because that's who we're going to see today. The relics of St. James in Santiago de Compostela. In fact, that's the name Santiago means St. James in the Spanish language. Just think about St. James. St. James was called by Jesus to be a fisher of men. He was called right there on the boat as a fisherman to go fish for men instead of just for fish. He was also with Jesus at critical moments. Jesus took him as one of the handful of disciples up to the mountaintop to see his transfiguration. He was with Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was with Jesus at the Last Supper. It's just amazing. Now we're gonna go be with James. He was one of the few apostles that Jesus chose to be in all these critical moments. After Jesus was crucified, James, the son of Zebedee, did what Jesus called him to do. He went to the ends of the earth to preach the gospel. He went to Hispania, and that's where we're at today. We're in Galicia, and James made it all the way here. Then he went back to Israel, Jerusalem, and he was martyred, and his relics were brought back here later, and it's a really, truly miraculous thing. And ever since his relics were discovered here in the 9th century, pilgrims have been marching. People like St. Francis of Assisi have come here. Many, many millions of people have come to Santiago de Compostela. Miracles have been performed and been witnessed. And here we are on the road, probably about 16 kilometers away. It's a huge day. I'm so excited. I feel great. Day 14. And Santiago, we're coming just a few hours away. I am at the famous monument here on the hill overlooking Santiago de Compostela. I can see the cathedral way off in the distance. I'm only 5 kilometers away from it, and it's a nice, really beautiful point here. Saw a group that was coming here, and actually it's a little bit off the Camino path. You gotta kind of know that this is here, and I'm lucky that a woman here from Calgary, Canada, pointed it out to me. But there was also a big group here, and they're now taking some time to reflect and view the city of Santiago that many have walked so far on their pilgrimage to get to. And so I'm only 5 kilometers away. I did my minute or two reflecting, and I'm gonna go now walk the rest of the way in. Should be there in about an hour. Here we go, we're 1 kilometer away from Santiago de la Compostela Cathedral. Well, here I am in the last few hundred meters before entering the plaza of the Cathedral of Santiago. I've come 311 kilometers over 14 days, starting in Lyon, and 10 months ago, I tore my Achilles, had surgery, had it repaired, and here I am walking 311 kilometers in 14 days. I did it. And now I'm looking forward to seeing the reward.
Frescura, bailando